They are the clinging aggregate of feeling, the clinging aggregate of perception, the clinging aggregate of formations, and the clinging aggregate of consciousness. Altogether, there are 5 aggregates. Here, please try to see. Okay, why? Scratch, why? Mind produce this present, mind produce scratching. So here, every consciousness which rises to vision or heart space produce uncountable mind-born kalāpas. These kalāpas rise up to here. In those kalāpas there is wind element. That wind element produces this bodily intimation, kaya vinyati, pending, stretching, according to the idea of consciousness. In the same way, mind produces mind-born kalāpas. In the same way, that karma, whether this karma produces karma-born kalāpas in her mother's womb at the conception stage. So she is trying to see this karma, this materiality, this karma, this materiality again. Then at that time she saw this karma produce this materiality. In the same way, when she investigates whether this karma produces this such type of mental aggregates at the conception stage, at that time she also saw this karma produce this mental aggregates at the conception stage. So at that time she can discern, because of the rise of this ignorance, this materiality aggregate rise. Ignorance is cause, material aggregate is effect. In the same way, because of the rise of ignorance, craving, clinging, volitional formations and karma, the aggregate of materiality or the aggregate of clinging, aggregate of clinging arise. Then this is ignorance, craving, clinging, original formations and karma are cause. These 5 clinging aggregates are effect. In this way, she must try to discern cause and effect. But it is not yet okay, not yet finished. She must follow up to many past lives. While she is discerning many past lives, her past lives are very good opportunity. She had become Brahma, she had become Deva, etc. But this is not enough. Then we must also try to see cessation order. So to see the cessation order is ignorance, craving, clinging, and volitional formations and karma must cease completely without remainder. When? In this case, cessation there are 2 types of cessation: octad nirodha and anubhada nirodha. Octad nirodha means the cessation moment by moment, but if there is still cause, they can arise again. Such type of cessation is called octad nirodha. There is also another type of cessation, anubhada nirodha. If they cease, they will never arise again. So ignorance, craving, and clinging will never arise again because of the complete cessation or remainderless cessation. When it will begin? How do you think? When it will begin? One day you may become rahat. When your vipassana insight becomes mature, then one day you may become rahat. At that time, you are arhat, but will realize nibbana. At that time, you are arhat, but will destroy or will eradicate ignorance, craving, and clinging completely without remainder. They will never arise again. Because of the complete cessation of ignorance, craving, and clinging, wholesome karmas and unwholesome karmas, which he had accumulated for both arhat stage, they have no power to produce new future existence. They became powerless. Then we can say that because of arhat path, ignorance, craving, clinging, clinging, volitional formations and karma cease completely without remainder. Because of the complete cessation of these 5 causes, 5 aggregates at the final cessation stage, this is pre-Nibbana Chuti, will cease completely without remainder. After pre-Nibbana Chuti, final cessation, there will be no more future existence, no more 5 aggregates. Such type of complete cessation is called Veyyavacca. This is mentioned in Mahāsībrana Sutta. So Buddha first teaches Samudaya Dhamma. Secondly, Buddha teaches Veyyavacca. Although Buddha never teaches as a future, but he teaches in Mahāsībrana Sutta. You must try to see, because of the arising of the causes, 5 aggregates arise. Because of the complete cessation of 5 causes, 5 aggregates cease completely without remainder. Such type of complete cessation, such type of arising and complete cessation of 5 aggregates, you must try to see. In this way, Buddha teaches. So these 5 aggregates will cease in future only, not in present. Do you understand? You are not yet become Rahat. One day only you may become Rahat. Is it true? So this is only future. Because of this reason, in Mahāsībrana Sutta, Buddha also do not say past 5 aggregate, future 5 aggregate, but he teaches to contemplate past and future. For that meditator, that yogi, her choice is to become Rahat in this very life. If she try hard, she may become Rahat in this very life. But there is second choice. Second choice is, if she must accept future existence, she want to become Brahma only. She don't want to become a household woman. Is it true? Very good. She want to become Brahma only. Then at that Brahma life, she will be liberated one. This is last existence for her. Because at that time her Vipassana inside will become Vijaya and she will become Rahat and Brahma, and then he will escape from the round of rebirth. This is the final liberation. Do you want? Very good. So we want to I will stop my Dhamma talk here. If you have any question, then you can ask.
We can understand that for mental factors and consciousness, we can see with the Vipassana power, we can see that it exists. But how about karma potential? This is like just potential there, but you won't see something there at that moment. So where is this energy stored?
Maybe you can say stop. If you can see, for example, that meditator, that yogi, when releasing but there are 35 mental formations. If she saw these 35 mental formations again, then as long as they pass with the left behind karma potency, that karma potency she can see when it becomes Vijaya to produce ready to future existence. At the time, that karma potency, meditator can see, because they become Vijaya to produce new future existence. But that karma potency is like a little bit similar to Lucia latent tendency. Now you have anger. No anger. But one day, if there is any opportunity, your anger may arise. If it is so, we can say that anger exists in your mentality and materiality process as an underlying tendency. In the same way, only karma also nearly said.
Can Sayadaw explain a little bit about contact as a mental factor?
Contact is China.
As a
China. There is girlfriend and boyfriend. You are in the middle, you are China. Like that. Phasa is contact is like that. There is object, there is consciousness. Contact join this consciousness and object. At that time only consciousness can understand this is color, this is sound, etc.
Just want to understand the explanation of the mental formation. In the mental formation, you mentioned that in the first jhana, second jhana, third jhana, fourth jhana, all these 34 mental formations will be there. Or when we exit from the jhana, then we start to analyze this mental formation.
In first jhana, 34 mental formations. In second jhana, Vijaka, Uchara, application and sustainment despair. So 32 only. In third jhana, PD absent. So there are 31. In fourth jhana, Sukha absent. But Upaka, equanimity feeling, equanimity is present. So there are also 31.
So just now you mentioned that when we come up from the fourth jhana, again we try to analyze that 31 mental factors that we experience in the fourth jhana. We are not investigating when we are at the fourth jhana or at the third jhana also.
Maybe this is, if you want to, this we call, if you want to do this first jhana, you should re-establish first jhana concentration. As long as you emerge from first jhana, you should descend first jhana dhamma. If you want to descend second jhana dhamma, then please re-establish second jhana concentration. As long as you emerge from second jhana, then you should descend second jhana dhamma. If you want to descend third jhana dhamma, please re-establish third jhana concentration. As long as you emerge from third jhana, you should descend third jhana dhamma. So, entering into jhana, you can choose anyone. If you want to descend fourth jhana dhamma, you should re-establish fourth jhana concentration again. As long as you emerge from fourth jhana, you can descend fourth jhana dhamma. But as a foundation of vipassana, as a base, you must re-establish in every sitting fourth jhana. Emerging from fourth jhana, if you don't want to descend fourth jhana dhamma, if you want to descend materiality, it is also possible. If you want to descend mentality, it is also possible. But that mentality is sense-sphere mentality, kamavachara dhamma. But if you want to descend jhana dhamma, then you must re-establish that specific jhana. So if you want to descend second jhana dhamma, you should re-establish second jhana.
Well, just try to understand back when we are at the jhana stage, right? Is it because that we are at the concentration stage, that's why we should not discern the mental factor, because we are experience the jhana itself, just let the experience flow instead of going into analyzing the jhana factor when we are at the jhana.
When entering into jhana, within at the actual jhana attainment, for example, anapana, the object of jhana is anapana. If you are practicing anapana, the object of jhana, anapana jhana is the anapana counterpart sign only. When entering into first jhana, you experience only anapana counterpart sign. You do not know anything. But if you want to understand mental formations, you must emerge from jhana. Then at that time only you can descend the jhana formations. But if you want to descend jhana formations, after emerging from jhana for a few minutes later, if you descend, you cannot see. As long as you emerge from jhana, you must quickly try to descend jhana pattern.
Honorable, this is another question. When we go into the meditation, just mention that we can actually experience light and warmth from external, as if that you are being covered by the light and warmth. My question is, I feel it's very, very strange, because why meditate even externally with light, but somehow we can experience the light actually coming up from outside, and actually it actually has the warmth there. Not just only, it's not the warmth of the room or warmth of the environment, but actually it's the light that creating the warmth, like just now you mentioned the fire element. I can't understand why that could happen, even though I sort of experienced that. Maybe Honorable can.
Maybe this is especially when you discern practically ultimate materiality, other than you can understand partially. But your concentrated mind produces Bhāvanā. When you are discerning materiality, you can see this Bhāvanā. In each Bhāvanā there is temperature, fire element. That fire element can produce new generation, new kalāpas. In that new kalāpas there is also color. That color also bright and brilliant. But when concentration is very deep enough, that temperature Bhāvanā are not only internally but also go up to external world. So from internal to external going these kalāpas, but these are very subtle. For beginners, it is not easy to discern four elements and that light. For example, here light. There are subatomic particles, but for beginners, it is not easy to see these particles in the same way. But we teach when they reach Uddiyana stage, Vipassana. When Vipassana inside Uddiyana, inside become mature at the time, very strong powerful lights appear surrounding meditator's body, in every direction. At that time, concentration is also very deep. The meditator also can discern ultimate materiality both internally and externally. At that time, if he pays attention four elements in that light, he can discern four elements. At that time, he will see very subtle subatomic particles. Then if he analyzes those particles, in each particle there are 8 types of materiality. At that time, he can contemplate this materiality as nature, dukkha and anatta. For beginners, it is not easy to discern four elements in that light.
Honorable, just to understand, is it meaning that particle actually is still external particle? It's just that when we have a concentrated mind, we can see that particle more clearly. It's the next phenomenon outside.
But especially if a meditator can discern materiality both internally and externally, at that only he can discern this light. Light is nothing but a group of subatomic particles.
Sayadaw just now mentioned about concentration and vipassana practice. Sayadaw mentioned that if the samatha is more stable and stronger, it's easier to practice vipassana. So my question is, if a person practices vipassana with just the first jhana, compared to another person who practice vipassana with the fourth jhana, does it necessarily mean that the person with fourth jhana will have wisdom faster than the person with first jhana?
In this way we cannot say. It depends on their parami. In the name of Buddha, some Mahatheras, some bhikkhus, they don't want to practice jhana because they want to become arhat very, very quickly before death is coming. So because of this reason, they practice only 4 elements meditation. They do not practice jhana. But based on 4 elements meditation practice, they can attain up to excess concentration stage. That excess concentration also can produce strong powerful light. For some meditators, depending on their parami, their light also very strong like jhana light. So they practice systematically vipassana, they became Arhat. So at that time, after attainment of Arhat, sometimes they want to enjoy jhana happiness. At that time they go back samatha and they practice jhana also. But for some meditators, for jhana, okay, no problem, they can attain Arhat. Maybe we saw the matter, there is one chapter Sila, about Pachu, Sila Nidesa. There is one story, Venerable Mahachesa. He practiced skeleton meditation. Taking skeleton, his own skeleton, he re-established Pattidāna concentration. Because skeleton is a repulsive thing. Because of this reason, they can attain only Pattidāna. Without Vijaka application, without Vichara sustainment, they cannot maintain their concentration because the object is repulsive. So he practiced only Pattidāna. Based on Pattidāna, he practiced samatha vipassana systematically up to Sankharopaka jhana stage. The knowledge of equanimity of formation, very high vipassana. But he did not yet begin a noble one. One day he was going for alms round from his cittaja to Nuranga. On the way she saw one lady. That lady quarreled with her husband. So she dressed like a deity. She was very beautiful manner, and then she came up from her home and then go back to her parents' home. On the way she saw that Mahatera, then she made loud laughing noise. With a loud voice she laughed. Because Mahatera, she had the illusion Mahatera will notice to her. At that time Mahatera is practicing skeleton meditation on the way when going for alms round. Then he saw skeleton, his own skeleton, and then taking his skeleton as a meditation object, he entered re-established Pattidāna. At that time, that lady made a loud voice. At that time, Mahatera paid attention to that lady. He did not see lady. He saw the teeth, laughing teeth. When she paid attention to teeth, then the whole body became skeleton. When the whole body becomes skeleton, external skeleton cannot produce for the attainment of jhana. Why? You have no much reverse mind in external skeleton. Because of this reason, many people they bite chicken bones. They bite pork. Is it true? So they have no much reverse mind. Because of the reason, he cannot attain jhana. So he go back to his own skeleton and based on, he practiced Pattidāna. Based on that Pattidāna, he practiced vipassana systematically while going for alms round. Then on the way he became Arhat. So if you go back to your home, if you see everybody became skeleton, you can also become Arhat. So Pattidāna also possible, my meaning. So Pattidāna also possible, second jhana also possible, third jhana, fourth jhana, every jhana also possible. But fourth jhana, Buddha praised fourth jhana many times. So because of this reason, we teach up to fourth jhana. No question? Let us start to record. Sharing mind. today we would like to explain about Vipassana. In our previous talk, we have explained about Anapana Samatha meditation up to fourth jhana. Based on Anapana fourth jhana, if you want to practice Anapana Vipassana, what you should do? Number one, you must try to understand ultimate materiality by your own direct knowledge. Secondly, you should try to understand ultimate mentality by your own direct knowledge. Then, you must also try to discern both mentality and materiality together. Then you must try to define mentality and materiality. This is internally. You must discern ultimate materiality internally. You must discern ultimate mentality internally. You must discern both ultimate materiality and mentality internally together. And then you must define ultimate materiality and mentality internally. In the same way, you must also try to discern ultimate materiality externally, ultimate mentality externally. You must also try to discern ultimate materiality and mentality both together, internally and externally. Then you must try to define ultimate materiality and mentality externally. Again, you must, within one sentence, you must try to discern ultimate materiality internally and externally. You must try to discern ultimate mentality internally and externally. You must also try to discern ultimate materiality and mentality both together, internally and externally. Then you must try to define ultimate mentality and materiality both internally and externally. This is the first stage. Again, you must try to discern dependent origination. First 5 causes: ignorance, craving, clinging, positional formations, and karma produce present 5 aggregates. Again, another 5 causes: ignorance, craving, clinging, positional formations, and karma which you are accumulated in this period will produce future 5 aggregates. It should be similarly understood. Many birthrights up to the end of your future life. So you must try to discern cause and effect, past, present, and future, and 3 perils. After that only you must practice Vipassana. While practicing Vipassana, you must contemplate past, future, present, whatever kind of 5 aggregates, past, present or future, internal or external, gross or subtle, inferior or superior, far or near, all 5 aggregates you must contemplate as anicca, dukkha and anatta, as impermanent, suffering and no self. Again, you must try to discern because of the arising of past causes. 5 aggregates arise because of the complete cessation of 5 causes. 5 aggregates will cease completely without remainder. Then you must contemplate these 5 aggregates also as anicca, impermanent, dukkha, suffering, and no self, anatta. Such type of contemplation is called Vipassana. No? I have explained this. If you find you are contemplating these 5 aggregates as anicca, impermanent, dukkha, suffering, and anatta, non-self, again and again you must try to see moment by moment rising and passing away. If you see rising and passing away moment by moment of these 5 aggregates, then we can say you are practicing Udiyapaya Jnana, the knowledge of rise and fall. After that, you must try to practice higher vipassana. If you want to practice higher and higher vipassana inside, then you should emphasize only passing away of these 5 fingers. You should not pay attention rising. When your insight becomes mature, then slowly you will not see rising stage of these formations, these 5 fingers. You will see only passing away. At that time, you should contemplate these 5 aggregates or these formations as impermanence, suffering, and no-self, again. Past, present, future, internal or external, gross or subtle, inferior or superior, far or near. All 5 aggregates you must contemplate them repeatedly, seeing dissolution only as anicca, impermanence, dukkha, suffering, and non-self. So this stage Buddha taught, maybe this is we call here 3rd stage. Please try to see page 70. Inside meditation, 3rd stage. Then the Buddha continues this teaching that all else mindfulness that there is a body is simply established in a bhikkhu to the state necessary for the attainment of the different types of higher and higher insight knowledge and mindfulness. This sentence refers to the knowledge of dissolution as well as the different types of higher vipassana insight knowledge for the realization of Nibbana. So you must emphasize only dissolution. Bring up. At that time, you will not see even subatomic particles called kalāpas. At that time, you will see only pure ultimate materiality, pure ultimate mentality only. Then you must contemplate them occasionally, not moment by moment. You should contemplate them as impermanence, sometimes impermanence, sometimes suffering, sometimes non-self, sometimes nature, sometimes dukkha, sometimes anatta. While contemplating in this way, if you want to practice, if you want to emphasize only anatta, non-self, it is better. But if it is not okay, you should repeat again and again, anicca and dukkha, again and again. Then when vipassana insight become very, very strong, then you should emphasize anatta, non-self. But if you are a samatha yanika meditator, samatha vehicle person, then you should, at the time, you should emphasize jhana dhammas as anicca, impermanence, dukkha, suffering, and non-self. Again and again. When your insight becomes the knowledge of equanimity about formations, about particles, at that time you should emphasize anatta, non-self. It is better. While contemplating in this way, if you prefer to practice, to pay attention for jhana dhammas as anicca or dukkha or anatta, you can emphasize only first jhana dhammas, to contemplate first jhana dhammas only. But if you want to, if you prefer to contemplate second jhana dhammas, you can emphasize only second jhana dhammas. Or if you prefer to contemplate third jhana dhammas, you can contemplate third jhana dhammas only for a long time, or for 1 sentence or 2 sentences, etc. Again, if you want to contemplate only 4th jhana dhammas, then you can contemplate 4th jhana dhammas, both internally and externally. At that time, my concentration will become very deep and very peaceful. At that time, when contemplating internally, your mind is very peaceful and very quiet. At that time, please continue to contemplate internal jhana dhammas. Then, when your insight becomes mature, at the end of insight, path and fruition knowledge will arise. That path and fruition knowledge will realize Nibbana, unformed element, asankata dhatu. This is called Nibbana. When your path knowledge realize Nibbana, at that time, with the assistance of the Nibbana, your path knowledge will destroy the defilements stage by stage. When you attain up to Arhat stage, your Arhat path will destroy all the defilements completely without remainder. So this stage Buddha teach inside meditation, fourth stage. And he abides independent, not clinging to anything else in the world. That means the fact aggregate of clinging. The meditator has no attachment, no craving, no clinging to any aggregate. What does mean? This is my son, this is my daughter, this is my husband, this is my wife. Such type of clinging, this we are called completely. Is it good? Good? If you do not see your wife, if you do not see your husband, is it good? Very good. You can escape from the wrong or this path. Very good, very good. So this sentence refers to the four types of path and fruition knowledge up to the Arhat stage. See 16 types of knowledge. This is how a bhikkhu abides contemplating the body and the body. So this is body contemplation. So in this Anapana session or Vipassana, the Buddha teaches the second, third and fourth tetrads together. What are second tetrad, what are third tetrad, what are fourth tetrad? So first tetrad I have explained, long breath, short breath, the whole body of breath, and then tranquilizing bodily formation. This is first tetrad. Tetrad means four stages. Long breath, one stage. Short breath, one stage. Then the whole body of breath, one stage. Then tranquilizing the bodily formation. This is one stage. So there are four. Then again, Buddha also when practicing with this is only pure samatha up to fourth jhana. Based on this fourth jhana, if you want to practice vipassana, then Buddha also teach second tetrad, third tetrad, and fourth tetrad. This type of teaching is Anapanasati Sutta of Majjhima Nikaya, etc. Not in the Mahāsatīpurana Sutta. Mahāsatīpurana Sutta Buddha teaches another way, but the meaning is same. The meaning is same, you can understand. Then now we will try to explain. Okay. So now we would like to explain about the second, third and fourth tetrad separately. Although the Buddha does not teach this tetrad separately in the Mahāsatīpurana Sutta, he teaches them separately in the Anapanasati Sutta Majjhima Nikaya. Sutta number 118, etc. In spite of this, the meanings of these two suttas are the same. Meaning is same. Number one, second tetrad. Second tetrad, feeling, contemplation, Varana, Nupassana. A bhikkhu trains thus: I shall breathe in experiencing rapture, He trains thus, I shall breathe out, experiencing rapture. Piti Piti Samvedi Asa Sisamiti Sekati. Piti Piti Samvedi Asa Sisamiti Sekati. So this is Buddha's teaching. I shall breathe in, experiencing rapture. Piti is rapture. Rapture, he trains thus. I shall breathe out, experiencing rapture. He trains thus. Number 2 is Sukha Parisamvedi. Sukha Parisamvedi Asa Sisamiti Sekati. Sukha Parisamvedi Pasa Sisamiti Sekati. He trains thus, I shall breathe in, experiencing pleasure. He trains thus, I shall breathe out, experiencing pleasure. Number 3. Citta Sankhara Parisamvedi Asa Sisamiti Sekati. Citta Sankhara Parisamvedi Pasa Sisamiti Sekati. He trains thus, I shall breathe in, experiencing mental formation. He trains thus, I shall breathe out, experiencing mental formation. Number 4 is Pasambhayan Citta Sankhara Asa Sisamiti Sekati. Pasambhayan Citta Sankhara Pasa Sisamiti Sekati. He trains thus, I shall breathe in, tranquilizing the mental formation. He trains thus, I shall breathe out, tranquilizing the mental formation. So what is the meaning? We would like to explain one by one. So the number 1. The meaning of the above 4 sentences. Number 1. I shall breathe in, experiencing rapture. He trains thus. I shall breathe out, experiencing rapture. He trains thus. What is the meaning? Herein, the rapture is experienced in 2 ways. With the object and with non-confusion. How is rapture experienced with the object? This is samatha. So, when the meditator attains the first and second jhanas, respectively, rapture is present in both jhanas. If you want to understand directly, then at that time you should re-establish first jhana concentration. At the actual moment of first jhana full absorption stage, rapture is very clear. Because there are 5 jhana petals. Vijaka, application, vichara, sustainment, piti, rapture. Sukha, pleasure, and ekagata, one-pointedness. So these 5 jhana petals are very clear in 5 jhana full absorption stage. So at that time, you should emphasize only piti. When you emphasize piti, you can see piti very clearly. But piti never rises alone. Piti always arises with associated mental formations. How many? 34. You should not forget this 34. Within one mind moment, these 34 mental formations rise together. So these 34 mental formations we have already calculated. You must learn by heart. At that time only you will understand the meaning of Buddha's teaching. But if you do not learn by heart, you cannot understand the meaning of Buddha's teaching. So what are 34? We have already written on page maybe 6 and 7. So you can see this 34. Among 34, piti is predominant pattern. You should emphasize piti only. Rapture. Piti is translated as rapture. But rapture never arises alone. It always arises with associated mental formations. How many? 34. So emphasizing piti, rapture, you should contemplate them as nature, impermanent, suffering, dukkha, no self, anatta. Sometimes anicca, sometimes dukkha, sometimes anatta. At the time, when entering into first jhana, at the actual full absorption state, you can feel piti. Why? This Patibhaga, the object is Anapana Patibhaga Nimitta counterpart sign. Translucent and brilliant and bright Nimitta. When you see this Nimitta, you feel a lot enjoying or a lot pleasure, rapture. If you see one friend, for example, a good friend, when you see a good friend on the way, how will you feel? You will become happy. Your friend also will become happy. In the same way, if you see this object, you feel a lot of happiness as well as a lot of rapture. At the time, this rapture also very clear, that pleasure also very clear. But in this case, Buddha teaches to emphasize one by one. Occasionally, you can emphasize pleasure. Occasionally, you can emphasize rapture. So this is rapture. While entering into jhana, at the actual full absorption stage, rapture also very clear because of the object. Object is Anapana counterpart sign. If you see this Anapana counterpart sign, you feel a lot rapture. You feel a lot happiness, a lot pleasure. So in the same way, when he enters into the first and second Anapana jhanas one by one, taking the Anapana counterpart sign, Patibhaga Nimitta as object, he experiences a lot of happiness, sukha, and joy, piti, or a lot of pleasure, sukha, and rapture. Owing to the obtaining of the jhana because of the experience of the object, Anapana counterpart sign, Anapana Patibhaga Nimitta. Because of this, at the actual absorption moment, pleasure and rapture are also very clear, although in this tetrad, the Buddha teaches pleasure and rapture separately for the purpose of emphasizing one of them. In each absorption time of jhana, please note, in the first and second jhanas, rapture piti is a predominant factor. In the first, second, and third jhanas, pleasure, sukha is a predominant factor, although they arise together with associated jhana dhammas in each jhana mind moment. Associated jhana dhammas are how many? 24. They are called associated. Within one mind moment, they always rise together. They never separate to each other. So, while contemplating these jhana dhammas, if you contemplate only one, it is not enough. Do you understand? Not only one is anicca, all are anicca. All are dukkha, all are anatta. So you must contemplate all, but you must emphasize only one, predominant one. In other words, it is leader. So leader only. Then, please know in the first and second jhana, rapture piti is a predominant factor. In the first, second and third jhana, pleasure, sukha is a predominant factor, although they arise together with associated jhana dhammas in each jhana mind moment. Among those jhana dhammas, the Buddha teaches meditators sometimes to emphasize pleasure, sukha, and sometimes to emphasize rapture, piti, while practicing samatha or while practicing vipassana. The meaning should be similarly understood in the following sentences. This is vipassana. How with no confusion, after entering above and emerging from one of these two jhanas, accompanied by rapture, he comprehends with insight that rapture is impermanent nature, suffering, dukkha, and non-self, anatta. When contemplating these jhana dhammas, including rapture in this way, The vipassana insight also is associated with rapture because of the object, which is the jhana dhamma. Is associated with rapture. So the object is 34 mental formations, jhana dhammas. Among 34 jhana dhammas, there is also rapture. Vipassana insight contemplate these jhana dhammas again as anicca or dukkha or anatta. While contemplating, he saw this piti, rapture. When he saw this rapture, insight knowledge also associated with rapture. Do you understand? Why? If you see a good friendly person on the way, if he smiles, you will be right? You will also smile. Is it true? So, this is, your friend is object. You is subject. So, if your friend has smiling face, your face also will become smiling. In the same way only. So the object is piti. Piti is predominant present. If you see this piti, the insight knowledge also associated with piti. Same 34, same 34. Insight knowledge also same 34 mental formations. The object jhana dhamma also 34 mental formations only. So then when contemplating these jhana dhammas, including rapture in this way, the vipassana insight also is associated with rapture because the object, which is the jhana dhamma, is associated with rapture. Because the object of vipassana insight is associated with rapture, the vipassana insight, which is the subject, is also associated with rapture when contemplating those jhana dhammas as impermanent, suffering, and non-self. There are 34 mental factors in the first jhana and 32 mental factors in the second jhana, rapture being one of them. Vipassana insight, which contemplates these jhana dhammas, it also is associated with 34 mental factors, in which rapture is one of them. While practicing samatha jhana, at the actual full absorption mind moment, the meditator experiences rapture because he sees the object. The Anapana counterpart sign Pribhagan made up very clearly, and when he sees the Anapana counterpart sign, he experiences a lot of rapture. While practicing vipassana, the meditator experiences rapture because the object of insight, that means the jhana dhammas, are associated with rapture. So here object is, while practicing samatha, the object is what? Anapana counterpart sign. While practicing vipassana, the object is what? Jhana dhammas. So not same object. The object of jhana is anapana counterpart sign. The object of vipassana is the anapana jhana dhammas 34. So the object is not same. When the meditator experiences rapture, he also experiences pleasure, sukha. Because rapture piti is always associated with pleasure, sukha. When practicing samatha or vipassana, the meditator is still breathing. At the time, he may contemplate these jhana dhammas as anicca, dukkha, and anatta, but at the time he is breathing. Without breathing, he cannot contemplate. So now he is not entering into fourth jhana. He is only entering into first jhana, second jhana. So when he or she emerges from jhana, he or he contemplates these jhana dhammas as anicca, dukkha, and anatta. At that time also he is breathing. Therefore, it is said that when practicing samatha or vipassana, the meditator experiences pleasure, sukha, when breathing in or when breathing out. Although he does not pay attention to the breath object, he experiences rapture. What is the reason? When practicing samatha, the meditator pays attention to the anapana nimitta only. He does not pay attention to the breath object. In the same way, when practicing Vipassana, according to this doctrine, he meditates on base attention only to the jhana dhammas as impermanent, nature, suffering, dukkha, or non-self anatta. He does not pay attention to the breath object. For that reason, it is said that when practicing